All right, what's up with this lawsuit?
So, from what I understand, because I also do very little research on anything that I talk about.
Yep. On brand.
Yeah, this is very on brand for this podcast.
Yes.
So basically, there is a lawsuit now going on in whatever U.S. District Court of California that Silicon Valley is in. Oh, so Stable Diffusion, and I believe it is what's the other companies? I think DeviantArt and one other are being sued. One other case also is going on in England from Getty Images. If you don't know Getty Images, they're almost every photograph you see on the internet seems to have their water stamp.
Yeah, a lot of movies use their videos for
B-roll or whatever.
B-roll,
yeah, for stock images and stuff. Basically, they're a massive stock image company, and also photographs that are taking, especially there's a lot of celebrity photographs they take and stuff. But basically, they're a massive conglomerate when it comes to photography. And so them and then the other lawsuit are going on where they're suing companies like Diffusion or Stable Diffusion, which is, I think, is that DALL-E 2?
No idea.
Or is that OpenAI?
No idea.
So there's DALL-E 2. There's another big one that I don't remember. I think Stable Diffusion is one of the major ones, basically. And they're being sued because basically from using copyrighted images for training their AI, basically. So right now, basically the courts are going to have to decide whether training an AI using copyrighted images ends up basically breaking the copyright law when it comes to derivative works. Are you familiar with what those are?
Mm-mm.
So within copyright law, if you make something, if someone then takes whatever thing you made, say you wrote a book, if someone wants to make a movie out of your book, that's considered a derivative work.
Okay.
So they have to get basically a lease from you or license it from you to make a movie.
Yep.
So basically what they're trying to argue is by using their copyrighted photograph to generate a new photograph, you're making a derivative of the work without a license.
Yeah.
So on that front, what they're doing breaks copyright law, but then the issue comes down to is it protected by couple previous lawsuits with Google, where Google was sued for, I think it was one of those naughty magazines. They sued Google because they're using the covers and pictures from magazines, in the Google Images. If you search for something, say if you looked up that magazine, it would show you those images. So they sued Google for using those without permission, but Google ended up winning because they were, I can't remember exact wording, but they were basically doing something to the effect of conglomerating it for people to find and search. So they weren't technically they basically weren't breaking copyright by making it easy to search, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah.
But basically making it a database.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the argument of, is something like DALL-E 2 or whatever generating AI art, is that protected by that prior decision, or is it going to basically end up meaning that if a AI generating art, whatever site, that they need to get licenses for copyrighted work?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's tough. I can see both arguments.
It's still fucked up that they just take your art just to make something. Because here's the other thing is, who owns the AI, the art that's generated by the AI?
I would say the company that makes the AI.
Incorrect. So a copyrighted work has to be created by a human. That's literally in the copyright code.
Copyrighted work has to be created by a human.
Yes, has to be human made.
So no one owns the art.
Basically. So that's another thing that comes into it. Does the person who inserted that, generated the prompts, does that person own it?
Well,
but then who's liable for if it's so similar to another? Say hypothetically you we're like, oh, I want to make an image with a mouse, and it looks a hella lot like Mickey.
Yeah.
Are you who's liable to be sued by Disney? Is it the person who generated it, or is it the AI generator?
I guess it depends on what it is being used for. Is it used to create a cartoon so if I say I use the AI to generate a picture of a mouse or whatever, or animation of a mouse, and it looks like Mickey, and I use it on my platform, like on YouTube, and I get paid from that, they can definitely sue me for that because I'm using it. But if it's just for me to post on Twitter, then that doesn't stop Disney from suing you.
But this does not stop a cease and desist coming your way.
But what's the point of suing me if
Disney Disney will just threaten you with lawsuits just to make you do what they want.
So I guess it's the person, whoever's using that art. Because I could draw a mouse that looks like Mickey, or do an animation that looks like Mickey, and then I can give it to somebody or whatever, and I guess whoever's using that could be sued. Yeah, I guess that's the easiest explanation I could give or understanding.
All I know is we're gonna have a lot of things happening in the future.
The only difficult part is the lawsuit that's happening. Like you said, to me, that's hard for me to like choose a side. I would say
I'm with the artist.
I would say you will need a license to train your AI.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, if you're going to use my work, because here's the thing. So I think we've had this conversation prior, but I don't know if it was on this podcast, where if you make something in my style, the thing is, it's like, they can legally do that, but it's not ethical.
Yeah, it's hard to say your style.
Well, the thing is, you can't sue someone for your style.
Yeah.
Because your style is not something that's...
Exactly.
It's not an actual piece of work.
Exactly.
If they make a piece of art that looks exactly like your work, something you've made, then you could sue for it being so close to something you've made that it's hurting your copyright.
Yeah.
But your style itself is not copyrightable.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think it should be that way. I don't think your style should be copyrightable. So I think AI should be able to make a whatever picture based off a certain artist, and it'll be okay.
I just wish there was an AI art. Why is that so hard for me to say, AI art?
You said you wish there was an AI art?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's just the first phase of fucking credits being replaced.
It's true.
At some point, it's going to get to the point where all these different AIs are so good that corporations won't even hire real artists, or writers,
but at the same time,
or directors, because they'll just have an AI generate it and put it out because it's going to be cheaper.
But at the same time, art needs innovation, though. I don't know if AI can innovate. They can replicate easily.